Hey, how's it going, everyone? Beautiful day today. Great weather. Supposed to yesterday. I don't like all these gloomy days. I like it when the sun is out. Right now, it is kind of hitting my face pretty hard, but either way, I prefer this. Just like gloomy, dark days. But I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And I wanted to discuss something that I thought about after finalizing my video yesterday about how we are integrating tools like N8N and how we've been using Zapier for some of our automations, and how we're creating workflows and we're working with AI, and I wanted to take it a few steps back, because you know what? Not everyone is prepared to create these workflows for their company. Not everyone is prepared to stick an agent into their workflows. For example, like N8N, you can create workflows and you can have an agent connected to everything, and that agent can coordinate everything for you. And now there's other tools like MCP, which is a Model Context Protocol, which basically helps you to connect to like a whole bunch of tools at the same time, helping you save a lot of time, and it just makes it much more easier. And it's actually it's new, somewhat new, but it's like the new standard of how these agents connect to other applications. So I don't want to get too technical either, but basically I wanted to take it a few steps back so that I can reach the audience who is looking to get more technology into their business, and how they should go about it, right? Because it's like we keep talking about all these tools and stuff and cool tech, but not everyone is at the same level, and everyone is different. So I wanted to touch base on that field, on that aspect, and people going through that scenario right now. And so it's like, how do you prepare yourself to integrate all of this technology, right? And the one thing I would say is, well, there's good and bad, right? Agents, actually, one of their pros is that they're very good with dealing with unstructured data, and of course structured as well. But that's one of their key advantages, right? Which is why it's a big business for B2B, like working with enterprises. They have a lot of information, they have documents here and there, and so the agent is able to actually gather all that information and just make a better decision. So that's a great plus. But at the end of the day, you need information, and I would say that that's one of the main things to start you, or to start prepping to integrate all of this technology into your company. The one thing I would say is start storing information, start storing data, and store that information somewhere. I would say if you're not as technical, maybe start with Google Spreadsheets. I mentioned Google Spreadsheets because it's really easy to connect Google Spreadsheets to your workflows. So they're very user friendly for later down the road when you want to connect stuff and you want to you want to gather information. So I would say you can start with something as simple as a Google Spreadsheets. It's also it's cheaper, I would say. But start storing information. For example, I right now we're working on. I use ClickUp for our project management software tool, and under ClickUp, one thing that we were working on yesterday is our subcontractors. Just kind of storing the information of our subcontractors in their own specific profiles. And so what happened is our project manager was going to meet with a subcontractor to go over the onboarding process, and we really didn't have a place where we kept track of the onboarding process, and actually like not even really having an onboarding process for the subcontractor. So I'm like, wait, like we have a list, or we have a space, more like a list, or we have a folder with list, and in those lists we have, on each list we have each subcontractor, and in that, and under the name of the subcontractor we have columns, right? We have columns. So we have the name in the row, or actually no, the name, the name, the task. This is, forget it. Sorry, it's gonna get too complicated. But basically, in ClickUp we have the subcontractor, right? And then next to the subcontractor, it has these columns where, for example, let us know, hey, this subcontractor does painting, or this subcontractor does flooring, and that's really it. So I said, you know what, we need to expand and actually keep more information about the subcontractors in these profiles. So for example, we should have an onboarding process for the subcontractors. Where do we store that? You're gonna, our project manager, you're gonna meet with the subcontractor on Thursday. All right, well, we need to keep track of that interaction and log that. We worked with other subcontractors, and one of their common mistakes is, or something always happens with the subcontractor. Like, so how many times does this actually happen with the subcontractor? Like, let's say they keep dropping stuff, or they have problems with blinds. Like when they put blinds down and then they reinstall them, it's an issue, this and that. Like, I guess they're not as handy. Whatever the case may be, you want to track that, and you want to log that information, because that helps you make better decisions down the road. Especially when you integrate these systems, they're gonna make decisions based off of the information that they see, and also it helps you make better decisions in regards to, like, maybe this subcontractor isn't as suitable for this case because of XYZ. But you need to store all of that information somewhere. And so I use ClickUp. It does have a little bit of a learning curve to get used to stuff, but I'm fortunate to work with my assistant. She's really good with these things. But I also made sure that she took the time to do tutorials and get acquainted with it. And I'm big on, like, being familiar with the tools that you use, right? Like, we tend to try to learn a whole bunch of stuff, but I think it's important to first get a grasp on your foundation, on the tools that you actually use on a daily basis, and then work your way from there, right? So I just wanted to touch base on that and help you get prepared to bring in other systems into your company, and making sure that everything stays connected, and also helps you be more connected for when you do integrate everything. But the one thing, like I said, is just storing information. Get in the habit of logging things. Logging how long your team takes to complete a specific type of project on a specific type of task. Like, if it was up to me, like, I would like to know how long my guys taking a shit. Like, if it was up to me, like, I would like to know, because that helps make better decisions. It helps me better do pricing. Everything is connected. So it's like, I don't want my team to lose. So I always want to know as much as possible. And so get in the habit of storing information and logging that information, so that way you can make better decisions down the road, and also help you be better prepared for when you do want to grow, when you want to scale, and you want to start bringing in other technology into your company. I'll create more videos down the road of how, like, we use our systems and how we connect them. But definitely you want to start with, I would say really notes or whatever you feel comfortable with. But something that like I said, I recommend is Google Spreadsheets because it's just very user-friendly when it comes to connecting with other apps down the road. And you can adjust them and modify them to your liking as well. And, maybe watch a YouTube tutorial on how to create Google Spreadsheets and how you can maintain them and how you can modify them and what you can do. So I would say just start logging information. All right.